boys. Nice line.
So Detroit will get the first possession. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jennings and Caldwell Pope in the backcourt. Andre Drummond is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Morris in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Jennings. Drummond with a screen on Bledsoe. Jennings can't get it to go.
And guys, Brandon Jennings last season looked like he was finally becoming more efficient. He shot at the upper range of his career field goal percentage from 3 and the free throw line. And then suddenly the Achilles ended his season at 41 games played. Really unfortunate.
And that one's good. Drummond.
I like that. Getting their offense started with a high-quality look down low.
Yeah, high percentage shot, and the more points you can get inside, I think the better off they'll be as the game progresses.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's coming off a 16-point game against Sacramento.
Yeah, not to mention the 4 big steals on the night, getting after it on both ends.
6 to shoot. The Suns need to get a shot off. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Getting back to Jennings last season really did start out as one of his best. Not just the improvement, Clark, in accuracy. His turnovers per game were at a career low.
Yeah, that's what we have to watch out for with Jennings. I mean, he's still only 26 years old, Kevin. Now, plenty of time to continue to refine and hone his game. I think his best basketball is in front of him.
For the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against Sacramento.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
He dishes it to Caldwell Pope. To the middle. And there's Ilyasova on the assist by Caldwell Pope.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Bledsoe. Chandler a screen. And Bledsoe, here we go. Knight wide open. And Chandler throws it down.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Here's Jennings. 17 points for him last game against Indiana. Drummond a screen. Caldwell Pope and contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And guys, you know, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a 2-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
On the topic of Caldwell-Pope, he's the kind of guy who needs a year to feel his way around. In college, Greg, you may recall he showed dramatic improvement between years 1 and 2. The same thing has been true in the pros.
Yeah, and he has everything going for him. I mean, excellent outside shots, tremendous defensive tools. He just needs to add some strength and stay in attack mode to reach the next level in his development.
Now here's Bledsoe. Chandler kicks it to Tucker. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Down low. Out to Morris. The Pistons working the ball around now. There's Jennings with the 3. Phoenix grabs the miss. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
Not exactly a game that everyone will be talking about here, but both of these teams can show flashes at times.
Yeah, you know, that's right, Greg. Last season they split the series, and they may not be in the playoff conversation, but this still, for me, is an intriguing matchup.
Pass to Caldwell-Pope. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from the elbow. Chandler with the rebound. Suns trailing. Bledsoe outside. Tucker dishes to Chandler. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Stan Van Gundy.
He told me that they'll have their work cut out for them looking to score inside with the elite shot blocker and defender Tyson Chandler patrolling the paint. He said he was the Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. He's got length, mobility, toughness, and the want to. He brings effort and communication defensively, and you can't forget about him at the other end either. An improved shooter, and he can definitely finish. Kevin, a ton of respect for what Chandler brings to the table.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Now here's Knight. In the game against Sacramento, very impressive. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
To the inside, Ilyasova. The shot's good. Jennings making the play. Ilyasova's got his second basket of the game.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Now here's Bledsoe. Inside, knocks it loose. Morris passes to Bledsoe. That doesn't go either for Bledsoe. For Detroit, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. And Caldwell-Pope gets the basket.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive. A 3 from Morris. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
It's like they forgot that anybody else is on the floor. They're just going at each other right now.
I know it's a team game, but every now and then, guys detour into the one-on-one action that we've got on our hands right now.
And here's Bledsoe following Markieff Morris's 3. It's deflected.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. And guys, how about Ilyasova last season shooting the basketball? Always a decent threat to score. His improvements in efficiency were amazing. He increased his field goal accuracy from 41 to 47% in only 1 year.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. And we were talking about Ilyasova. There's a reason his field goal percentage went up last season. It wasn't necessarily better shooting. It was probably better shot selection.
And I think the scheme played to his strengths. Lots of ball movement, penetration, kicking out to open spot-up shooters. Ersan showed us that's his kind of game.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to go on Markieff Morris. They might be named after a car part, but the Pistons had a rough go of things on the road, Clark. They just had to use it. They just couldn't stay consistent away from home.
They couldn't. Only won 14 road games, and that number is not enough to get you to the playoffs.
Now here's Bledsoe. Pass to Tucker. From deep three-point range. The shot no good.
You don't want your best shooter heaving up that shot.
Exactly. Even the top three-point specialist in the league would probably catch heat for taking that shot.
Ilyasova hits the bucket.
And guys, for the Pistons' bad road record, a lot of it was due to their poor start on the road. Only managed to win one of their first 9 games, and that tends to take the confidence away from a young team.
Now, here is Morris. Boy, that win against the Kings, he's another guy who really showed up to play.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
You know, the last thing I'll say about the Pistons on the road, typically you have to be close to 500 on the road in order to make the playoffs. The Pistons won 7 in a row at one point on the road, but by then they had fallen too far back.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Here's Baines. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Bledsoe with it. Outside Knight. Here's Tucker. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Tucker's got 6 points. The Pistons have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Tipped away. Stolen by Bledsoe. To the paint. A nice shot by Tucker. Now it's a 3-point Suns lead.
And just a solid way to start the game. 4-5.
Jackson against Bledsoe. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another one.
Now, here's Meeks. He's guarded by Knight. Jackson drives in. Can't get it to go.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Chandler is screen. Dishes it to Bledsoe. Out to the right wing. Just 4 to shoot. And Tucker kicks to Bledsoe. Takes the 13-footer. The shot is off. And the Pistons now going the other way.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Meeks with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. Outside Jackson.
Suns foul call. Marquise Morris. That's his second personal foul.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Suns.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the open man and getting some easy baskets.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and It actually happened on deadline day.
Now here's Price. Glenn, a screen. 5 to shoot. Kicks it to Booker. Teletovic in the corner. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And if you go back, remember Jackson struggled with the Pistons last year as well. So the team went on a losing streak as soon as he got there.
Meeks, good. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth the whole way thus far.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Now here's Price. Here's Warren. Here's Teletovic. Hits the jumper in space. And the Suns lead by 1.
And Jackson will look for a fresh start this season. I mean, hard to play with all the drama and questions going in your head about pending free agency.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. T.J. Warren had a very interesting start to his NBA career. Spent most of the first half in the D-League. In the second half, Clark, he finally got some minutes and really provided a spark.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't have great range on his jumper right now, and he's not an elite ball handler, but he's one of the best cutters in the game. Moves well without the ball, so I think his future is bright nonetheless.
The Pistons have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game.
And talking about TJ, guys, he put up a few interesting numbers towards the end of last season. Shot 64% from the field in March. Had 18 points in one game, 17 in another. The last game of the year, he chips in with 6 assists. So now it's up to him to put it all together on a more consistent basis.
Here's Price following the 3 by Detroit. Glenn, a screen. And Booker kicks to Teletovic. It's good from long range. Teletovic has got 5 now.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Baines. Jackson with it. Now defended by Warren. Jackson gets the bucket.
And, you know, getting back to TJ, yes, he needs to improve his shooting range. But what I'd like to see are major improvements on defense. I mean, he shows active hands when he's near the ball, but he can also be a bit lazy as a defender and gambles and reaches too much. That won't get it done at this level.
Meeks. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Price dishes the land. Back to Price. 5 on the clock. Feeds the land. And he jams it with authority.
And another lead change here. How many of these are we going to have tonight?
I'm not quite sure, but I'm willing to bet it'll be more than a few.
And here's Jackson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Indiana.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Suns lead by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And taking a look at the Suns' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Right from the start, they have been able to really own that paint and just dominate the backboard.
Well, Greg, you can't dominate the boards unless all 5 guys are making the effort to box out and chase down the ball.
They've got Warren. Booker out there with Ronnie Price. Then there's Mirza Teletovic. And it's Land in at the 5. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Pistons trail by 4. Outside Jackson. There's the dish to Jennings. There's the screen. Fires from deep. That's good. Jennings has got his first 3 points of the game.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
Now, here's Price. They get it again, and the dunk by Lamb.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
And the Pistons making a change here. Morris is checked in. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Floats one up. No good. Now the Suns take it the other way. And Booker kicks to Warren. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Len. Markieff Morris comes in for Mirza Teletovic. Brandon Knight, he's checked in for Booker. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Price. The drive by Jennings. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his MO.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years, he's has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach. And his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball. And, guys, Brandon Knight really fits the mold of the new breed of NBA combo guard. He has the length and quickness to guard ones and twos, and his skill set allows him to generate offense both in transition as well as the half court.
Greg was talking about Brandon Knight. He'd really improved his shooting percentages before the midseason trade last year, and that was one of the bigger weaknesses, Clark, earlier in his career.
Yeah, and not only was the shot going down more, it looked better. It was better mechanically, but now to take the next step, he has to cut down the turnover.
Brandon Jennings.
Suns leading by 4. Bledsoe outside. Chandler with the screen on Jennings. Bledsoe passes to Knight. Baseline try. And again, it's the Suns missing.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Jennings with the ball. Eric Bledsoe covering. Jennings kicks to Morris. Lets it go from 11. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Knight dishes to Bledsoe. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Brandon Knight certainly can pass the arm.
Pistons trail by 6. Outside Jennings. He kicks it to Drummond. Rebound by the Suns. Chandler's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Jennings against Knight. Chandler outside. All alone. Off the left rim and out.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Now, here is Morris. 17 points for him last game against Indiana.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measured 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletically.
You talked about the raw physical tools, and you factor in the two things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet, and he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. And so here's Phoenix following the three by Detroit. Morris, no good.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Here's Caldwell Pope. 17 points for him last game against Indiana.
And boy, did he have it going offensively. He lived at the line during that game as well, and that's where he got a lot of those points.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Bledsoe passes to Knight. Now the feed to Tucker. Chandler a screen. Morris left side. Shot off the pick. That's good. Morris has got his third basket of the night.
Perfect screen there. Set him up. With a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now here's Bledsoe. Passes to Chandler. Bledsoe kicks to Chandler, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Now here's Bledsoe. After the miss from Andre Drummond, Bledsoe makes it off the glass. Bledsoe's got 6 points.
And they can up the ante a little bit there after that basket.
Yeah, you know, their lead's increasing, and they've got to be feeling better and better about the way this game is starting to play out now. So we'll see if they can close it out.
Now here's Bledsoe. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Clock at 6. No good off the front iron.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Jennings. Jennings has got 5 assists in the game. Suns leading by 6. Now Bledsoe, 6 points for him. Chandler a screen. Knight in the corner. Lets it go from deep. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And the thing about Eric Bledsoe, he's an absolutely terrific athlete. Insane athletic ability, his speed with the ball, especially Greg in the open court. Remarkable.
Yeah, and when he gets a full head of steam, look out. He goes beast mode, if you will, on the basketball floor. He really, truly is like a running back in the open field.
There's the pass to Tolliver with his first shot attempt. And so he draws the foul on the shot on a trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Had a success rate from the line last year of about 78%.
It's been kind of a gradual occurrence, but I think it's clear that analytics are here to stay in the NBA. Every team now has at least some vesting into the analytics area. Some base a lot of their decisions on the number side of the game. Others have a more balanced approach.
Now here's Booker. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. He dishes it to Land. Here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And he gets the bucket.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Analytics does have a strong place in the NBA, so it's been proven over the last decade. Some held out, but now, Greg, the results, the benefits of those numbers, it's hard to deny it.
A great point, Kevin. And with something new like that, there's always going to be a bit of resistance. There will always need to be a balance, I believe, and you need to use the numbers and your own eyes. They really do go hand in hand to kind of keep each other in check.
And he gets it to go. Baines has got his second basket.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Glenn, a screen. Price kicks to Booker. Pass to Lure. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by Tolliver.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Anthony Tolliver. Now, here's Price. Pass to Booker. The tray. That's good, and it's Price with the assist. Price has got 3 assists tonight.
They've done a really good job of knocking down their long-distance shots here in the second quarter. I mean, they're shooting just above 40% from downtown. That's outstanding.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And with a moment, let's check out the stats for Reggie Jackson. He had a strong showing last season. Averaged about 14 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go. I like what I'm seeing right now.
Mirza Teletovic is checked in for John Lewis. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Start of the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Now, here's Price. Dishes to Teletovic from deep. Back to Price. Tries again. Kicks it to Len. Rebounded by Jackson.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving 2. Brought back 1 as well.
Here is Price. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Reggie Jackson.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment, and they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
Now here's Jackson. Puts it up from 12. Baines. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
Here is Price. He feeds it to Booker. Just 5 to shoot. Fires the 3, and the shot is good. Booker's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for Phoenix.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
And it's Drummond missing.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Out to Price from outside the arc. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction and plan now that just wasn't the case before. It won't be easy to get back into the postseason, but I really feel like they are on the right path.
Warren, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
Man, and it's really served them well, seeking out the contact you mentioned and putting pressure on the defense.
Both free throws good from Warren.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Meeks dishes to Jackson. Feeds it to Johnson. Here's the 3. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 6 assists in the game. Price kicks to Teletovic. This one for 3. And we've reached halftime in this one. Suns ahead. They're up by 7. And now... We'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Tyson, what has been the key to enabling your team to control the tempo?
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. For the Suns, the first quarter was pretty even. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. In the second quarter, we began to see what they're capable of when everything starts clicking, as they pulled out to a 7-point lead by the end of the half. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Suns.
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. Just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
Kenny, what'd you think about Detroit?
I was unimpressed, Ernie. Very unimpressed with their offense. You know, guys seem to be going through the motions.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Ilyasova. 13 points and a couple of nice steals, too. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
And yeah, Clark, what an example he's been setting out there.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Detroit, Jennings and Caldwell Pope in the backcourt. Marcus Morris is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Drummond in at the 5. Jennings passes to Caldwell Pope. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
And one thing that Phoenix had for them last season was depth. A very good bench, and they provided a good scoring punch when called upon.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. Phoenix leading by 10. Well, Phoenix did have a strong bench, best scoring bench in the NBA in terms, Clark, of points per minute play.
Yeah, and you know, it really helped them, that bench strength, keep the pace of the game up. They were third in the league in fast break points last year. You know what? That's what you like to see, a perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Jennings against Bledsoe. Chandler with the screen on Jennings. And Bledsoe, here we go. 5 on the clock. Wants to get it to Morris and does. Outside Knight. This one for 3. Good. Knight's got 11 points.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
Bledsoe against Jennings. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. And he gets it to go. 8 points for him.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Bledsoe against Jennings. Drummond sets the screen for Jennings. Out to Morris. Offensive rebound. And Drummond throws it down.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Chandler with the screen on Jennings. Bledsoe kicks to Chandler. Back to Bledsoe. Pulls it up. And the shot is long. Pistons trail by 11. Jennings dishes to Caldwell Pope. It's back to Jennings. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jennings has got 7 points in the game.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Drummond. Phoenix grabs the miss. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Bledsoe against Jennings. Chandler with the screen on Jennings. Bledsoe passes to Chandler. Knight, that's a 2-pointer. And again, it's the Suns missing. Pistons trail by 9. Morris right side. Bledsoe with the rebound.
He's given them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
Knight for 3. Again, the miss by Knight. Detroit's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Drummond, a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now, his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping, but I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. And I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
Outside Knight. Back to Bledsoe. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Suns.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves, more than a few of their baskets. Have come off assists.
Yeah, and the other thing that they've done well is they've really attacked the gaps of the defense with quick, decisive drives down the lane.
So it's the Pistons now, down by 12. Jennings can't get it to go.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Bledsoe. Rebound, Detroit. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. And their road trip is only getting started as that's the second of 6 for them. And Drummond kicks to Morris. Outside Jennings. Drummond sets the screen for Jennings. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Jennings has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Detroit. Jennings against Bledsoe. To the middle. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
The Suns have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
Jennings against Bledsoe. Here's Drummond. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Drummond's got 11.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Bledsoe outside. Chandler a screen. The dish to Tucker. Clock at 6. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Well, as we take a look at the rankings, let's see where Detroit ended up last season. 3rd in second chance points, 4th in rebound, and they were top 10 in fewest team turnovers. This team has a number of players that take care of the ball and value every possession.
And just go revisit those numbers in terms of second chance points. That was elite, and they weren't shy about sticking their nose in there and going after the ball.
Bledsoe with it. He's got 13. Knight kicks to Bledsoe. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. 15 points for Eric Bledsoe.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence. And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14. He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Jackson against Knight. Back to Bledsoe. Again, Phoenix. Well, as I said, Greg, the Pistons were a team that showed marked improvement, and Clark, they did clean up their play style as well.
Yeah, they got better from 2014 to 15 in terms of upping their assist and cutting down the turnovers. Just made it a much more enjoyable game to watch the way they play.
Suns leading by 6. Knight with a screen on Jennings. Now the feed to Knight. Puts up a 3. Rebound, Detroit. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Suns, Lenz checked in for Chandler. T.J. Warren comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Booker in for Eric Bledsoe. And then for Detroit, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Johnson comes in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Jody Meeks in for Brandon Jennings. Shots good by Baines.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Passes to Morris. There's the pick. Shoots off the screen. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Morris a screen. Here's Jackson. A three-pointer off the mark. Suns leading by 6. Knight dishes to Morris. Here's Booker. He's got 6. Knight in the corner. Wide open. And Baines pulls it down.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take. And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Here's Booker. Knocks down the 3-ball. Booker's got 9.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Jackson passes to Morris. They set the screen. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Knight kicks to Warren. Good ball movement here by the Suns. No good from Booker.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Jackson kicks to Meeks. Morris a screen. Now, here's Meeks, covered by Morris. Took the opportunity when he saw it. He's got 6. 1:31 left in the third. Knight kicks to Booker. Meeks with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. No good. Some solid defense from Knight. The pass to Booker. From the arc. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Knight's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just are not letting up at all.
Jackson has the open look. Jackson can't get that one to fall. Phoenix leading by 10. Here's Warren. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
The drive by Jackson. He kicks it to Baines. 14 feet away. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Alex Len picks one up. The Pistons have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line of the game.
And as a unit, guys, they only shot 70% from the line over the course of last season. Not the kind of percentage that they were hoping for.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Phoenix. Price comes in for Brandon Knight. Price against Jackson. Price outside for the 3. Suns keep it alive. It's deflected. Price against Jackson. Price with the steal. Booker in the corner. Off target from the wing.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Lonnie Price out there with Booker. Then there's Mirza Teletovic. Then it's John Lure, and it's Warren in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Drummond dishes to Jennings. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
Suns ball.
Suns leading by 10. And here's Price. Just 5 on the clock. Teletovic in the corner. He dishes it to Warren. The tray. The shot will not go. And Detroit the other way now. It's Jackson with the drive. From 8. No one near Jennings as he lets it fly. That 3 off the mark.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
Price kicks to Lure. Pass to Booker. Fires the three. Detroit with the rebound. Outside Jennings. Outside Jackson. It's back to Jennings. 20 feet out. And right on target with the swish. Jennings has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Detroit. Suns leading by 8. Now Price. There's a good screen. Booker up top. Pass to Teletovic. Launches it. Rebound, Detroit. Drummond's got 8 rebounds in this game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Wow, he is lighting it up here in the second half.
Phoenix has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Price outside. Dishes it to Booker. Kicks it to Teletovic. Three-pointer. Rebounded by the Pistons. Jennings has got his 3rd rebound tonight. To the middle. Here's Caldwell Pope. And yes, sir, that one drops.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
And guys, Brandon Jennings, some people love his chaotic game. Some can't stand it. One of the more polarizing talents in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever shoot for an efficient percentage or become a lockdown defender, Kevin. He's an offensive catalyst. He pushes the action and he'll go on scoring binges, but I think he does more good than bad with his style of play.
Knight passes to Bledsoe.
Oh, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it.
You can see which team now has the swagger Clark right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Jackson can't hit. Some solid defense from Knight. Suns leading by 6. Bledsoe outside. Morris outside, uncovered, and all around the rim. Have time before dropping. In. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. To the paint, here's Ilyasova, and the foul called on Markieff Morris. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Drummond a screen. Ilyasova dishes to Caldwell Pope. They set the pick. Goes up on the wing. Nice jump shot. Good. Caldwell Pope's got 6 here in this quarter.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Phoenix had a season of heartbreak last year. So many losses for them on last-second shots. Late-game losses, Greg, buzzer beaters.
Yeah, it's sad if you're a Phoenix fan. How many times this team lost at the buzzer? Just close games in general. Of their 42 losses, how about 18 were by 5 points or less?
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Jeff Hornacek had to say to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
He hits the second from the line.
You know, trying to think back on all of the last-second losses for the Suns last year, guys. Heck, the Clippers, Milwaukee, Houston, the Grizzlies, Kings, and Warriors. Ouch.
Morris kicks it to Tucker. Morris into the lane. And that one is hammered home.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Here's Caldwell Pope. The shot is off. And Phoenix the other way now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
And, you know, what is worse for the Suns in last year's buzzer beaters? A lot of them were from big men. Griffin hits a three, Cousins hits a deep two. Big men hitting big shots against them. At least they know it can't be as bad this year.
Phoenix leading by 7. Feeds it to Bledsoe. A 3-ball. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Jennings with the ball. Now guarded by Bledsoe. Jackson kicks to Jennings. Drummond sets the screen for Jennings. Plays it up and banks it in. Jennings has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Knight passes to Tucker. Here's Morris, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
Some good play tonight for Morris. He's got 13 points, and he's blocked a shot today as well.
And he's clearly showing off his smarts in a few ways today. That block just being one of them. Just a savvy basketball player.
Morris is checked in for the Pistons. The Phoenix Suns weren't terrible at home by any means last year. They ended up over 500, but, Greg, they weren't quite dominant enough at home to get in the playoffs.
That's a great point. I mean, they finished the year +3 in terms of wins at home. Not bad, but not good enough when you're talking about that Western Conference. You know what? The switch has flipped, and he's in that proverbial zone right now, knocking down 3 of 4 here in the fourth.
Got a piece of it, and stolen by Drummond. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Here's Drummond. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
You know, when you talk about the Suns, their play at home sums up their season. When you are just above average in the West, you won't be in the playoffs. You've got to be really good at home to make it in the West in the playoffs.
Jennings kicks to Morris. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Outside Knight. Back to Bledsoe. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Pistons passing it around. There's Jennings with the 3, but they'll get another chance. Drummond with another miss. Suns leading by 6. Knight for 3. Rebound Andre Drummond.
And Phoenix had some turnover issues at home last year, but overall, and to drive this home, they just were okay here in this building, and that's not going to cut it.
Well, they're trailing here, but you got to admire how hard they're playing. I mean, that kind of effort is a winning effort. They're working the ball inside and trying to do what they can to get back in it.
Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Morris. Bledsoe dishes to Knight. Back to Bledsoe.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game. right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Jacks up a three. Tledovic's shot is good. And now an 8-point Phoenix lead.
And with that three, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Jennings against Bledsoe. Jennings passes to Drummond. Here's Caldwell Pope. 6 to shoot. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Tyson Chandler.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
Alex Lenz checked in for Phoenix.
They're committing an awful lot of fouls, and most of them are unproductive. You don't want to let guys get easy layups, I understand that. But this could turn into a parade to the foul line.
Timeout called, the Suns. And Caldwell Pope drops them both.
He's made an effort to get into the defense a lot more by aggressively attacking the basket, and he's not shying away from the contact, which has given him some free throw opportunities.
Bledsoe kicks to Len. Here's Tledovich, defended by Ilyasova. Bledsoe for three. Bledsoe can't get that one to drop. Pistons trail by 6. Morris into the lane. He feeds it to Jennings. Inside, Ilyasova. The shot's good. Jennings making the play.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you're better off sending him to the free throw lines than to have him get that good a look.
Now here's Knight. To the middle. Here's Bledsoe. Uses both hands to slam it down.
You're kidding me. I mean, that's a point guard playing like a power forward.
And he can do a little bit of everything out there.
Yeah, he torches defenders in all kinds of ways. When he's on the floor, he's a matchup headache.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Detroit's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. The drive by Jennings, and it's sent back by Bledsoe. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Here's Tucker, and that one is stuffed right through.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch in how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Here's Caldwell Pope. He's guarded by Knight. Here's Drummond. He sinks the 11-footer. Drummond's got 10 points here in the second half.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
A double-team Bledsoe. Here's Tledovich. That's short off the rim.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
They've been more turnover prone here tonight.
Guys, this is a close game. I mean, the miscues can really weigh heavily. They've got to be careful here. Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, That could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're behind by 8. 1:19 left here in the fourth quarter. So for the Suns, Chandler comes in for Len, and Markieff Morris subbed in for Mirza Teletovic. .119 left in the fourth quarter. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. We've got 1:18 left in the fourth. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. From the arc. And it's sent back by Drummond. And the wide-open shot from Morris. The putback, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Tell you what, coaches love to see that kind of hustle, guys. I mean, getting after it on the offensive board, that's always a winning play.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The hustle's great, guys, but I think we all prefer to see the finish when you can go up and throw it down like that.
Chandler kicks it to Tucker. Detroit with the rebound.
Time definitely not on their side.
They need a very quick bucket, a real quick one.
Here's Jennings. Shot is off. Now the Suns take it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And an intentional foul right there. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Drummond knocks it loose.
Time running low here.
A quick score, Greg, and then probably foul him right away.
Count it! And now they trail by just 4. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're down by 6. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Yeah, but they need some help. They're going to need some help any way you look at it. I mean, they're hoping for some missed free throws at the other end.
Bledsoe against Jennings. Three-pointer. But they get it back. And Ilyasova kicks to Drummond. The dish to Ilyasova. There's the 3. So the Suns win it. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But Clark, in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt, but give them a lot of credit for hanging tough person.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Eric Bledsoe. He came out of the locker room at halftime and was immediately on fire. That third quarter was his. And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.